Welcome to the Squaredrop Camper Build part number 6. I'm Rick, and you're watching Life in Color. There's many things that need to be accomplished to get the trailer completed, and I really noticed that it takes a lot of time and a lot of finicking or detail work to get that done. I was really happy with how it turned out, but I couldn't believe how much time it chewed up. That and how busy I've been with other projects that have kept me going business-wise, slowed down the trailer build, so I apologize for the delay, but we seem to have gotten back on track, and I'm getting a video a week up. My last 2 videos were about building the t-shirt jig, and I hope you enjoyed it, and pretty soon we're going to have some printed t-shirts that I think you might want, so keep your eye out for that. I bought some 1x4s or 1x6s from Home Depot, and I used a roundover bit that I bought from Canadian Tire, I think for about $15. Then I cut it to I think 1 inch by 1 inch, and that seemed to cover up the indiscrepancies or the shoddy cutting or trimming with the plywood. So we didn't have any gaps. We did glue it, and then once we glued it, I'd hold it in place, and Jen would hammer in some finishing nails to get it to stay until the glue's set. Here I'm actually screwing in, I'm drilling with a step bit and screwing the 80/20 into the floor to give it its permanent home. So once I drilled it, then I used a large screw and just screwed it right into the deck. And it doesn't have to be anything more than that. The 80/20 goes all the way to the roof. Here I am putting in the Renogy 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter charger. It's a 30 amp unit. It's a beast. It weighs a ton and it's really bulky. I ended up having to move it in that enclosure closer to the outside edge, and there is a small air vent on the back of it, but the 80/20 gives it about 1 inch from the wall, and you'll see in later videos how well it turned out. I wanted to get all fancy on the wiring and to thread the wire through the steel frame into the area that I would be installing the electrical components, and what a mistake. I would highly recommend not doing that. It was a giant pain in the ass. Yes, I protected the wire from the steel, but God, what a chore to get that done. I bought a quart of polyurethane. It's just a coating to stop the ingress from water if there is water or any water damage. And Jen used a brush and painted it, and it took hours. It is a large job to do that way, but it's very thorough. And she did an amazing job. She went back over it probably 3 times. You can see here putting the light back in. We're thrilled with the lights. They're LED lights. I put 4 of them in the main cabin, 2 over the galley, and I have 2 lights that are going to, I have strip LED lighting that's going to go back over the back door, so that when the back door is open, it'll light up the area. Here I am fighting with my dumb ideas, and I'm telling you, it took a ton of time, and I don't think it's a huge benefit. I'd be better to have cut through the wood. It wouldn't have caused any problem along the outside, and run a piece of conduit, or even some pipe. What do you want to call that? Plastic pipe. So, a lesson learned. You can spend a ton of time screwing with this sort of stuff to protect something that doesn't really need protecting. I didn't have any foam rollers when I asked Jen to do the original coating of polyurethane, and I ended up picking some up mainly because I saw how long it was taking her to do it, the first coat. So here I am, I'm applying a second coat. I'm really taking my time and using the foam roller to get heavy penetration, and I'm going back over a second time to really make sure I'm pressing the product into the plywood so it absorbs it, and it seemed to work out really well. I just kept on hitting it and getting as much product as I could down. I ended up using almost a whole quart on the inside of the trailer, just rolling it in and rolling it in a second time and a third time until we've got a good heavy coating, and it dried clear with a little bit of a satin look, which I'm really happy with. I found an old medical supply box that was made out of looks like tin, and I just took my time. I noticed there was some metal shelving on the inside of it, and I just cut out the metal to the best of my ability with a cutting disc, and just mucked around with it until I managed to get out the bulk of the shelves. Probably not the right tool. I don't know, what a Dremel might have been better with a cutting bit on it, or if you have any suggestions, let me know. And here then, once I got the major portions of the shelving cut out, I used a flapper disc or a grinder disc to trim down that metal to get it basically perfectly flat. I did leave some of the ribbing in to give it some strength, but you can see what a mess it made too. Every now and again I would trim it down a little bit more, and then I would grab the heater. It's a propane heater that heats water, and I would check it to see how it was going to fit inside of the unit, and I knew I had to trim a little bit more to get it so that I could close the door. I also had to take off the handle that holds it up, and I still haven't done it, but I have to drill some holes in the bottom of the box to accommodate the piping. I used a can of Tremclad or Rust-Oleum, I can't remember which one, and I just laid down some black on it. Fairly heavy on the top because it's flat, so you can lay it down pretty thick, and I think it looks great. The water heater wouldn't fit in the box with the brackets on the back of it that are to hold it off of whatever you're going to attach it to, about an inch. And the top was, it had a handle on it, and it was too big to fit into the box with those things on it. So I had to figure out a way to deal with that. I took the handle off. It just had some, I think there were 6mm bolts on the inside, or not bolts, nuts on the inside, and I just literally once I got the handle off, then I could start to figure out what I was going to do with the other parts. I had some 1-inch thick plywood that I cut into 4-inch by 4-inch squares, and I did that so that I could mount the black box directly through the side of the trailer, making it really permanent. And you can see me doing that in this picture. I was in a rush. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't use a pusher to push the wood through, and you can see in a second I'm going to get caught. It hurts. Don't do that. After that, it was time to glue in the reinforcements, put them in, and then when I applied the skin on the, I was able to do spots because I had the screw marks on the back. I was able to line everything accordingly and put black heater into the box and close it upside. I'll show you that in the next video, and I think you'll be impressed. I still haven't completed the plumbing of the water heater, and I will get that done hopefully this week, and that'll be in the next couple of videos that you'll see all that. If you enjoyed the video and it's been entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Comments are great. Anything you know wrong, there's plenty. Please comment accordingly. Have a great day.